Gemini.
Hello Gemini, this is your astrology forecast for August 2016. And so listen, I can see how you last month where you were working more on crunching numbers, getting your financial situation together and so forth, but this month it's going to be more so focusing on siblings and short distance travel. Maybe you're going to have visitors you're going to be receiving this month, or maybe you'll be out and about and catching up with them as well. So home, family, this is what it's going to be about. There might be some reunions coming in, but it's also you now looking at perhaps getting some contracts, paperwork in order, or giving some talks or a speech or a presentation. And if so, you're really going to luck out this month here, Gemini. We have a lot of things going on. We got that beautiful new moon taking place August 2nd. And for you, that will really be all about planting seeds in this area of communication. That's your skill. That is your forte. You guys are great at that, Gemini. So having this new moon here alongside with both the Sun and Venus in this area, well, this month will give you the super energy that you need to come across as not just brilliant, but also very, very charming. Venus here and the Sun in Leo gives off all of that warmth, right? And just center stage. You're going to feel your center stage. So even though you're Gemini, but having the Sun and Venus through the sign of Leo, you're going to embody some of that lioness energy, right? But then we also have Mercury and Jupiter in the area of the home, family. It's your roots, the inner foundation of who you are. So this month here, Mercury is going to be thinking along the lines of what it is you want to change up here. Now, Jupiter has been working in this home area since late last summer and wanting to expand. A lot of you, Geminis, have already found your new place. Some of you are still looking to maybe do a move because there's that inner need for a little bit more space. Think about Jupiter that loves to expand, right? This could be a month where you might just come and find that beautiful property. And in that case, you guys will luck out. Mercury is direct. Mars is now direct. So we don't have all the retrogrades except for the outer planets, but also Saturn. Saturn will move direct after the 13th, so make sure if you're going to sign any contract, it would be better after mid-month, even though it's going to take time for that Saturn to move along and pick up some speed. But Saturn being in your 7th house has to do with partnerships, your marriage, your significant other, or who you work with closely one-on-one. Now, this Saturn has been moving really slow from late winter straight through to now. So you might have felt that this area has been a little challenged, right? Or moving slow in your negotiations. And Saturn can even be a little cold, right? So if you feel that that has taken place within your relationship, that should start lifting and you're good to go from mid-month onwards. You'll see that those of you who have stood the test, you have grown a lot closer together. Why? Because you've overcome those challenges. And what doesn't kill us makes us stronger, right? So at least you can come to see that your relationships might just start perking up, especially now too with Mars going direct. So for that, it's picking up speed. Mars is finalizing its journey through Scorpio. So it's been super deep down into the core of what has been important to you. Alongside its retrograde, well, it made you focus on issues that are super important down to the emotional core, but straight through that of July, slowly it's been picking up its speed. And so right now you're wrapping up how you've been working on your day-to-day routine. Most of you have by now, if you've been working and been conscious, you can see now that you have actually liked the retrograde of Mars. So yes, as it moves slow, it's heavy. It's only in the aftermath we can see that it was actually a gift from the universe, putting new things together that is now going to allow you for the next 2 years to see that this daily new routine that you worked so hard for is going to behoove you and it's going to serve you. You won't have another opportunity for another 2 years before Mars comes back here. So this is good. But we have Mars moving into your relationship area. And this will just be after those first few days of August. So you're going to see that your relationship area is going to be all powered up. Think about Mars as being our onboard bio motor, should I say, right? It infuses us with all that physical energy. So more time spent with your partner, you will feel that your partner is also the one picking up energy, focusing on you, a lot more attention coming in. And I'm feeling, yes, as I said, a lot of you have been tested in this area, but now when Mars is there, especially when Mars is going to meet up with Saturn a little bit later in the month. I'll get back to that. But then you can come to see there's something about new commitments, all right? So more on that in just a little bit. We have also another significant situation taking place this month with the full moon. We have a full lunar eclipse. It is going to be 25 degrees there in Aquarius, which is your sister sign, in your 9th house on August 18th. So circle the 18th. This full moon will bring some endings, okay? And what is it it's going to end? Well, don't feel any fear because the universe always knows what it's doing. When it eclipses a situation out of our life, it's for our own higher good. It's not just for the here and now, but it actually is going to open up doors for new beginnings. And next month in September, we have a solar eclipse, which has the power of 3 full moons to really initiate, start, and bring in. But it can't bring it in before we eliminate something in this area. So for you, the 9th house, well, it has to do with several things. For those of you, say for example, if you've been working on some legal issues, well, then you could say it's going to culminate there on the 18th. It will be done and over with. You can wipe it off your table. The 9th house also has to do with long distance travel, maybe green cards, passports, publishing, and so forth. Also, for some of you, education, higher education. So you might be ending something now or shutting down on something that has been important, but now since something new is coming that you still don't know what might be, see this as a good thing. Whatever goes needs to go. The universe will never eliminate anything that's still important to us. So therefore, we need not fear those eclipses, even though the lunar eclipses always touches us a little bit more on the emotional side, because the moon rules our emotions and reactions. So listen, top of the month, we're going to start off here in August with a big surprise. I love, love, love when Venus and Uranus meet in this beautiful golden beam. Venus ruling love, romance, money, those things that are near and dear to us. Uranus always, as the wild card it is, we never know what it's going to bring. That's the surprise and wow factor. So it could bring you news of either love, or it could be also money. For you, Venus here in the 3rd house, Uranus for you in the 11th house. 11th house in your chart has to do with hopes and dreams, or also friendships, or groups, organizations. So you can maybe have a meeting, a joining of equal minds, maybe. But also on the 1st, you have the Sun and Saturn doing the same thing. Beautiful golden trine. The Sun is you, your inner essence. And Saturn, which always wants to secure, ground, and give roots to something. So on this day, having the Sun in the 3rd house, Saturn in the 7th, that's between you, your partner, communication, it coming together in a mutual understanding. And having a mutual understanding with hopes, dreams, and love up there in the 11th house, well, how can this not be a great way to start August? On the 6th, though, you might have something that needs to be discussed. It could be a little bit of a challenge. Mercury, that is our mind, the way we think and communicate. It is up against a challenge with Saturn. So this could be between you, home, family situation, and your partner might have a little run-in. You might want one thing, your partner might want something else. Also because Venus and Mars are square on the same day, another challenge. Venus with money and love, and Mars being action and direction and goals. So you might be pulling a little bit in different directions. However, though, what is important to you is important to you. So speak your highest truth, but don't be conclusive yet. And I'll tell you why. Because this whatever issue that starts there on the 6th, it's probably going to take you the better part of a week to 10 days to actually come to the culmination of it. So allow a little room. Don't be putting out any ultimatums. That's the worst thing you could do. You'll be shooting yourself in the foot, and it's self-sabotage. Just simply be the observer. Where you want to participate in this issue is only sharing your vision, your view, and your highest truth, but then remain a little open, flexible. Now on the 7th, you might feel like you're a little bit in the middle of nowhere here in this communication because it's still open wide. There's still some confusion, and this is Neptune's influence here in the way Mercury is connected. They're at odds, they're in oppositions. So you might be hearing something and your partner might be taking it in a different sense. However, though, the next date, which is important in a good sense, is on the 10th. Because that very same Mercury, which has now been lingering in the middle of nowhere, right, is coming to the surface with Pluto. Boom! Conclusion. Pluto is powerful, it's regenerative, it's transformative. This Pluto for you is in the 8th house, which has to do with values that you share with your partner. Mercury is in communication about these values, and it has to do with home, it has to do with real estate. 8th house has to do with either shared resources with your partner, or it could be a bank, maybe a mortgage thing. If you're thinking of moving and now you're negotiating loan terms, well, great news here on the 10th. So stick to it, but there might still be a couple of small insecurities taking place on the 13th and 14th. Say if you have to have somebody come and do estimates or value your home, you might be waiting, and of course it's on the 13th, 14th, Venus, that is what you love, right? And holding hold to heart, it's in your 4th house for property. You might feel that things are a little unclear, a little bit insecure, maybe they're not getting back to you quick enough. Whatever the deal is, don't let it get to you, okay? Just relax, because you want to look forward to the 16th and 17th. That's when the great news conclusion is going to come. We have the Sun now bringing you in information from Uranus, which is an exciting piece of news, just like on the 1st when you had Venus and Uranus in a trine aspect. You have that with the Sun and Uranus. So great news on the 17th, and it being carved into stone, settled there on the 24th. I said Mars and Saturn will come together, and this is what you've worked for. This is what you have wanted. And these two, it's a commitment between you and your partner. Also, it could be you and your significant other. If you're signing any contracts, well, then that should be good. There is now something that is going to give you longevity in this area, okay? So Saturn is looking out for you. And what is beautiful, Saturn is now direct, turning direct on August 13th after several months of retrograde, moving slowly, dragging on and on and on, right? But now you can start seeing how things are going to start moving in a positive direction. We have, I did skip August 17th, forgive me. That is money and Venus and Pluto together. Venus is money, Pluto big money. Now, when we have a beautiful, positive aspect like this, a golden beam between the two of them, well, that is news about money. You just had that that unexpected good news on the 16th, so the 17th here now is assuring that something financially will come together. But Venus and Pluto is more than just money. It's love and romance with Venus, but Pluto's passion, right? And love. So this could be a passionate day as well. So a little bit of a hiccup there on the 26th. This has to do with now what? Maybe some directions or trying to get your schedule put together, getting your partner on board to come do something that's needed, but it could be more so, I feel, a work-related situation. So it could be a coworker type partner, and something at work that might be somewhat of a miscommunication. I'd say try to be the observer rather than the participant, because then it could hurt. Maybe you're feeling that somebody is not following up on what they should do, or having ignored you and your need there. And so just let it go. It's going to come together, because already on the 27th we have Venus and Jupiter together. Now this Venus is being enhanced by Jupiter. Always think about Jupiter as the biggest planet, in the solar system, and always very, very generous. Jupiter is the giver of gifts. It expands everything it touches. Right now, they're sharing the same degree in the night sky. So you're going to feel how your heart is really going to open up here on this day. And I'm feeling it is not just a celebration. It could be, for those of you maybe moving into a new home, it could be a wedding, a marriage, it could be a family reunion, it could be the birth of a new baby. Whatever it is, it has something to do with family. It has something to do with your foundation. And yes, it is a beautiful celebration. So you want to enjoy that and circle the 27th. It is definitely time to open your heart and just embrace and be happy. So as you can see now, this is pretty much what August is laying down in the ground for you for what you can expect next month. Now in September, and you do want to pay attention to next month. It's going to be super important. We got major news in September, not just the solar eclipse, which is going to fill in all these new things like opening up a wide door, but we have other things to talk about too. So I will see you in September, and in the meanwhile here, have a great one, Gemini. It's always good to talk to you. Go listen to your moon and your rising sign reading, and I'll see you next time.